in association with Brookdale Lunch and Meat.
Ready?
All right, good morning, guys. Hope you're good. A couple of announcements before I get started here. Quiz 3.1 will be this Friday. The multiple choice will be in Canvas. There's going to be an FRQ with that as well. I'm going to put the FRQ on Canvas today. You'll find it in an announcement. All that's going to be due Friday. I'll have details in the announcement about it. I'll have a review sheet as well. Okay. Test correction. So the Unit 2 test, you guys can do the corrections on that. Those are going to be due this Friday as well. You're going to find that test in Canvas. If you go to Files, there's going to be a folder there that says Previous Assessments. Answers are on the back page. For those of you that did not get your test back on Friday because you weren't in school, if you go in Canvas and you go in the grade book, I'm going to put a note in the grade book on which it'll be on the actual test grade. You're going to see a note there, and it's going to tell you which questions you missed. Okay, look for that today. I'm going to try and get that on there today as well. Lastly, I'm going to try and get the Clifford review on Canvas today as well. You'll see that in an announcement. And then I also will be online today from 10:30 to 12 to answer any questions you have. I think I'm going to try and use the chat function. I need to play around with that a little bit more, but you can definitely, I'm pretty sure, use that chat function. Okay. All right, we're going to finish up this last bit of bureaucracy notes that we didn't get to in class. These are not super important concepts, but these are things that I'm just kind of trying to cover all of our bases here. The really important things with the bureaucracy is the congressional oversight, and then the discretionary authority and the rulemaking. That's really the key stuff when it comes to the bureaucracy. This is just some random vocab that could show up. All right, red tape. Red tape's a criticism of bureaucracies. It's the idea that working with government agencies for some kind of mandated task you have to do is it can be particularly cumbersome. So think about when you have to go get a driver's license, or probably another really good example is when you have to go get the tag for your car. Right, you have to go get the emissions done somewhere. You got to pay a fee to do that. Then you got to take that paperwork over then to a government agency in order to then get the tag to your car, and then again you're paying another fee as well, right? So it's just a criticism that working with government agencies can be particularly cumbersome at times. As you guys are looking at these slides, what I just want to see that you've written down on Friday is you've written down what I've bulleted. So like the complaint about bureaucracies, right? Red tape is really just simply a nickname. What's your hard definition here? Red tape's the vast amount of paperwork, etc. And then example, getting a driver's license or a passport, right? That requires, a procedure, requires applications, it requires money, and so forth. The Whistleblower Protection Act, obviously whistleblowers been in the news lately. Sometimes the College Board will jump on current events that have shown up in the news. So I thought this might be a good idea to go ahead and get this down. This protects federal workers who report or disclose of illegal or improper government action. So if you are working for a government agency, that agency has done something illegal, and you decide you're going to report that agency, they will protect your identity, they will protect you. And when I say they, I'm talking about mainly Congress will protect you. And this is, this is a way of protecting those who are trying to report government corruption or government waste. The legislative veto. This was established by Congress to control executive agencies. This is the early 21st century. Using the legislative veto, Congress could nullify an action of the executive branch. So if Congress didn't like something an executive branch was doing, some action, they could stop them from doing it. That was really an overstep by Congress. This doesn't exist any longer. There was a Supreme Court case where somebody sued saying this violates separation of powers, and the Supreme Court ruled that yes, it does. Really, the executive agencies report to the president. The president should be the one nullifying the action of an executive agency. It shouldn't be coming from Congress. Yes, Congress has that power of the purse. They control the budgets of these agencies. And yes, Congress can hold hearings and subpoena the heads of these agencies and so forth, but they can't just simply go to an executive agency and stop them from doing something. That's really the responsibility of the president. So this was considered a violation of separation of powers, and it no longer exists. It was ruled unconstitutional. The Hatch Act prohibits federal workers from becoming directly involved in federal political campaigns. This is trying to keep government from essentially becoming political during these campaigns that take place. One of the criticisms of the Hatch Act is that it violates these federal workers' First Amendment rights. So this actually has been softened in recent years. So federal workers are actually able to, when they're not on duty, they can be political. They can speak out about their political views. However, they cannot do so while they are in uniform or while, say, driving a government vehicle or something like that. All right, that's pretty much it for today. Just you want to make sure you write down those bulleted items on each slide. Tomorrow we're going to get into the courts. Okay, so you're probably going to get a little bit more lengthy presentation there. And then again, I'll have the review sheet on Canvas today for the quiz that's going to be on Friday. I will have the FRQ. Don't forget about the test corrections, and then the Clifford review should be there as well.